Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to do a very simple breakdown of the Flylady system. When you first get started, it can be really overwhelming. What is zone cleaning? What is daily focus? What is this? What is that? There's so many things coming at you from all over the place with the Flylady system. And so let's go ahead and break it down.
Throughout this video, you guys will see me looking down at my notes. I am a total newbie to the Flylady, so I'm learning with you guys, but I'm super excited to share what I know.
At the core, the Flylady system actually is just 4 basic things. You have your daily routines, your daily focus, your decluttering, and your zone cleaning. With the daily routines, most people will have a morning and an evening routine and an afternoon routine as well. Everything in Flylady is meant to be customized to you and your lifestyle, so everything that I'm going to tell you guys is just the basic framework of it, a basic structure for you to follow, and then you over time will adapt it to your own family. The basics of a morning routine would be making your bed, because Flylady says it's super important to make your bed as soon as you get up. She'll get dressed to shoes. She wants you to put on lace-up shoes so you're not wanting to just lounge around. I don't know about you guys, we don't wear shoes in our house, but I have noticed anytime I leave my shoes on or I have my shoes on, I do feel a lot more productive. I do get a lot more done. So there's something to be said for that one. If you don't like to wear shoes in your house because of staining carpets or germs, you can definitely get a pair of tennis shoes that are specifically for wearing in the house only. That's what I had done at one point, and I want to get back to that as well because I definitely feel a difference when I have on my lace-up shoes. So also in the morning routine, she has a swish and swipe. That's just where you go through and wipe off your countertop. Flylady is very big on doing things while you're there. So while you're showering, wipe down the shower. You know, doing things in the moment, and might take you 2 seconds and then it's done. Another thing she might have is wipe down any surfaces like in your kitchen, empty the dishwasher, start a load of laundry, and check your calendar for the day. Make sure there's nothing you need to put out for dinner, like if you have meat that you need to thaw or anything like that. Some people will go ahead and add that to their morning routine as well, depending on how you cook. She also wants you to check your control journal, which is a book where you keep all of your Flylady routines down. I don't have my control journal yet, so when I get to that phase where I'm making one, I'll definitely do a video specifically on the control journal for you guys. But you can go, there's lots of videos all over YouTube, but everyone's a little bit different because it's going to be unique to your individual situation. Because like I said, Flylady is very customizable, which is another thing I like about this plan as well. So afternoon routine, she has the what's for dinner in the afternoon routine. Like if you need to like pull something out of the freezer, whatever you need to do. For me, I would do that in the morning. But she has on there to drink your water and do 15 minutes of loving movement. Basically, just don't forget to take care of yourself. Go for a walk, some form of exercise for at least 15 minutes a day. I know for me, if I tell myself I'm going to do 15 or 30 minutes, if I have the time, I end up going longer because I feel good after. So I think that's the basis of this, is just to do at least 15 minutes or whatever you have time for.
So I somehow missed mentioning the very last thing on your afternoon routine, which is 15 minutes of zone cleaning. So I'm going to go ahead and explain what zone cleaning is.
So in the Flylady system, the zone cleaning is where you get your deep cleaning done. So your home is split up into 5 zones, and each week of the month is assigned a different zone. So you clean that designated area 4 to 5 days out of the week, but only for 15 minutes each day. So say the first week of every month, for example, is your kitchen. Well, you might have in there to dust off the top of your countertops, wipe down all your cabinets, wipe down all the appliances, maybe declutter your junk drawer in there or something like that. You might have a big long list of everything you would want to do in like a spring cleaning type list, but you do it over 1 week and only for 15 minutes every day. So the Flylady way of doing zone cleaning would be that you would have this whole list of everything, and then you would set a timer for 15 minutes. You'd go through and just do whatever you can and mark it off. And then when the 15-minute timer goes off, you move on. And so if you could only do one task in 15 minutes, you just leave everything else for the next day. So Monday through Friday that week, you have 15 minutes in your afternoon schedule every single day that you're checking stuff off the list. Now, if you have a larger area in your home that takes longer and you don't get everything done in those 4 to 5 days of the week, then it can even be moved to the next month, depending on what it is. Not everything on your list will need to be done every single month. Some things will need to be done every other month or every 3rd month. So you really get to set that yourself as to how often you want those things cleaned, but that's just the basis of zone cleaning.
So just another really quick clarification about zone cleaning. This is supposed to be your deep cleaning, so these areas are only getting cleaned once a month on the Flylady system. So of course, you can change this plan up however you want, but that's the basics of the Flylady system, is to avoid the yearly spring cleaning.
Now, for all of our fly babies, which is the newbies to the Flylady system, she recommends that you don't start your zone cleaning until you've decluttered your whole house. So instead of doing 15 minutes of zone cleaning, you're going to be doing 15 minutes of decluttering. Now, if you guys watched my last video, then you'll know I decided to do a whole house declutter before I even started the Flylady system, which is what some people do. I know Charlotte from the Flylady doesn't really recommend that, simply because a lot of people will get overwhelmed and then they'll never move on to the next phase. Me personally, with my personality, there were so many things I was wanting to declutter that I'm doing a whole house declutter before I even start the Flylady system, and so far I'm loving it. It's going really great. You guys will see I have a bunch of videos coming for y'all, so stay tuned for those. But this would be where you would go through 15 minutes a day, and when you completed decluttering your entire house, then you would move on to your zone cleaning, which is, of course, like I said, your deep cleaning. And zone cleaning is supposed to replace having to do a once a year or twice a year spring cleaning or fall cleaning around your house. So for your evening routine, or your before bed routine, whatever you want to call it, what she recommends is that you lay out your clothes for the next day, check your calendar for the next day to make sure there's nothing coming up that you need to be aware of. Again, maybe you need to set something out so you can start dinner when you wake up in the morning, if you're doing a crock pot meal, whatever that may be. Put your things on your launch pad and find your keys. Now, I don't need this because I personally always have my keys in the same spot. But I know a lot of people struggle with, I've never understood it, but I know a ton of people personally. And I know it's a thing that a lot of people struggle with where their keys are. For me, I keep them, I have a touch list, so that makes it easier, but no my car. So I just keep them in my purse, and if I know where my purse is, I know where my keys are, right? But my husband has a little spot where he sets his keys when he comes in every day, and that helps. And your launch pad is just the area by your door. It's like a drop zone where you put everything that you need coming and going. So I definitely recommend you guys set one of those up as well. I think most people probably have that, or we just have a junk spot that we put it there, but it does need to be close to the door so that you make sure that you actually are going to utilize it. So then she has a 2-minute hotspot where you just work for 2 minutes on any little clutter area that you have in your house. Hotspot is basically an area in your home that just stuff gravitates toward, and you just find that it's junky all the time. For me, that's my dining room table and the little launch pad area where my husband puts his keys. We always put papers there, and so I'm still looking to develop a way to get rid of that hot spot, but those are my 2 major ones right now. If you're familiar with Flylady at all, you may have heard the whole shine your sink thing. I'll have a video on that as well coming for you guys in the future. And then get to bed at a decent hour. She definitely talks about self-care, and one of those things for self-care and self-love is to make sure that you are getting enough sleep on a regular basis. And then the daily focus is where you have a focus every single day of the week. She does recommend a weekly home blessing to be done on Mondays. That's basically just where you're going through and you're spending a full hour on Monday mornings getting all of the main areas of your home clean. So you're going to be emptying the trash, changing bed seats, cleaning mirrors and doors, vacuuming, mopping, dusting. She has like purge magazines on her list, which shows you that this is a little bit outdated because I don't know anyone who, raise your hand if you have magazines. I don't know anyone who has magazines anymore, but paper clutter might be a good one to add. For me, that hot spot, paper clutter from there, that would be a good one to do. So this is basically just a quick pass through of all the main living areas. So if someone were to stop by unannounced at your door, you wouldn't be afraid to let them in. Now, she has a lot of little acronyms and stuff, and she talks about living in chaos in her plan. And chaos means can't have anyone over syndrome. That's one of the things she talks about. So one of the things that her plan is supposed to nullify, that you are in a place where you're not like, don't want to let anybody in because your house is such a mess. So then on Tuesday, this is when she has like to pay your bills and stuff like that. I think she calls it payday or something like that. But that's basically to take care of paperwork and any bills that you have. For me, those are all automatic, so I'll probably definitely change that up. She also talks about doing meal planning, and then if you have any correspondence, if you're writing any cards to anyone or anything like that, do all of that on that day. Wednesday is anti-procrastination day, which just means anything that you've been putting off, you're going to be taking care of that on Wednesday. Thursday is a day to do errands, so she recommends that instead of running out every time you need to return a library book or do this or that, that you just have a place for those items and then you save them all up, and on Thursday you go out and you run all your errands all at one time. Friday, she has car and purse, so on Fridays she wants you to go through your purse and just get rid of trash and clutter, do the same thing in your car as well. Saturday, it's a family fun day. So just plan to have fun, do something fun with your kids, with your spouse, with your whatever family that you have, and just make it a fun day for everyone. Sunday, she calls this hers, like, I don't know if she calls it spiritual, I'm gonna have to look at what she actually calls it, but it's like relaxation and spiritual day. You know, go to church or just make it a nice relaxed day and don't really do much, but just get some rest. All of this still seems overwhelming and confusing. Let me go ahead and just give you guys a simple breakdown of what a basic day would look like. So when you wake up in the morning and you do your morning routine, you get dressed, make your bed, do your swish and swipe, empty your dishwasher, start a load of laundry, and then just kind of check over your calendar for the day. Then you're gonna move on to your daily focus. And your daily focus can be done any point, you know, during the day where you choose to put it. So if it is a Monday, that's when you do your hour home blessing. You're only gonna spend like 10 minutes on each task in your home blessing until you just, you know, have the main area completely picked up. And if it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, it's going to be one of the other things that I just listed for you guys when I was going through the daily focus. Then you're going to have your afternoon routine, which for me, I would say would be right after lunch, just making sure that you know what's for dinner so you're not scrambling at the last minute. You have a plan in place for dinner. Make sure that you are getting your water drink for the day and doing 15 minutes of loving movement or exercise, and then you're either doing 15 minutes of zone cleaning or 15 minutes of decluttering, depending on where you are in your Flylady system journey. And then of course, right before bed, you have your evening routine, which like I said, is where you lay out your clothes for the next day, check your calendar, put things out that you might need for the next morning on your launch pad, make sure you know where your keys are, do a two-minute hotspot declutter, shine your sink, and make sure that you get to bed at a decent hour. And the Flylady sees this system as like a full system to get your life, not only your home back in place, but to start to love yourself again. You know, every day when she wants you to get dressed, she wants you to put on light makeup, all the way down to shoes, all of that stuff, everything that she recommends is to just kind of get your mindset and everything all in the right place. And I do know that I've always been like a proud hot mess mom kind of situation, but as I go along in motherhood, more and more, I'm like, you know what, I can have off days, but I really do feel good if I get up and get dressed. Today I had somewhere to go, so you know, I look decent. And I was like, let me go ahead and film that video. But you're so much more likely to get things done when you're up and you're dressed and you feel better about yourself. So it's not just a home decluttering system, it's a whole mind-body situation with all of it. So I have looked at a lot of different videos, and a lot of people will say that other than Monday, because Monday you do spend an entire hour cleaning, you're only spending about 15-minute bursts doing like cleaning tasks and getting things done. And so many people have said that they really didn't think it was going to be enough time, but over the course of a day, you're probably spending about an hour or so every day on your home, but it's not all at once. You're spreading it up throughout the routines and schedules. And so I've just heard a lot of people that are just loving this plan. And like I said in one of my earlier videos, this plan came out like in the late 90s. So it's been around for a very long time. I heard about it actually when I was a teenager, and my mom attempted it. But I think the reason that she didn't stick with it is because it's very confusing. But now we have YouTube, we have all these other people who are explaining it to us. And I've just heard so many people say that the Flylady system has made it where they can effortlessly keep their home at least some level of neat and tidy all of the time, so they don't feel like they're always drowning. And I think that doing one load of laundry every single day is such a great thing. And when I am on top of that, I do really well with it. You guys, if you watch my channel, know that I let my laundry pile up on the couch. But I'll go for a month or two where I'm doing a load every day, and I feel so much better. I stay on top of it. But I just need a plan in place to know when I'm going to do my laundry. So having this Flylady system with the set routines, when I'm going to do what, and then just customizing it to what works for me. So if you start the Flylady system and something's not working for you, move it around. You know, just because she says to do something in the morning doesn't mean you can't do it at night. So you do have to customize a highly customizable plan. For me, I'm planning on starting it pretty close to what she says, and then just rearranging and making things basically mesh how I want with my schedule and changing it up. So once I actually have my morning, evening, and nighttime routine set, I'll come back with a video on that for you guys. And then anytime I change it or update it, depending on how life, you know, what's going on in life, sometimes it'll change. I'll definitely update you guys that as well for as long as I do this system. I'm hoping that this system works well for me because I have been following some really awesome people who do the Flylady system. And like I said, I've known about it for years. I've heard about it off and on, but I've just recently dived into like, okay, what is every little step, because it's so overwhelming when you just hear all these words: zone, clean, daily focus, all this different stuff. It can get really confusing. So I hope this simplified it for you. If you guys want some more videos before I come out with the rest of mine, Steph over at The Secret Slob has some great videos, as well as, oh my goodness, it's My Merry Messy Life. I can't think of her name right now. I was binging her videos. She just moved to Germany, but I love her videos as well. She does a really good job of explaining things. So hopefully I don't lose you guys to their channel. Still come back and watch mine. But if you want to see more, those two channels are really great to go and check out before I come out with mine, because, you know, they'll be coming out, but they're not here right now. So, you know, I'll link mine above and at the end whenever they are out, if you're watching this in the future. But when you're watching this when it's live, this is the first one. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you'll stay tuned for all the new videos coming, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Bye.